You guys have played 3 games. Is there anything, what have you consistently seen in those 3 games that you like and dislike?
Um, I like our fight. Unequivocally, I think we've had good fight in all 3 of those games. Fundamentals lacking in all 3 of those games. Ball security. If you look Saturday, turned the ball over 5 times. Had it on the ground 6 and got 1 back. I was super disappointed recapping the game and how many times we had the ball in the wrong hand. And those fumbles led to guys having incorrect fundamentals. Not to take anything away from SFA, because I thought their kids, the way they hit, thought they were very physical and those very jarring on some of them. But still, if you have the ball in the right hand, the proper hand, it at least gives you a chance to absorb one of those blows and keep the ball into your body. So, I think the fight's been good from our team. I think we can definitely play smarter football, situational football. But, to me, right now, a lot of it's just the mechanical portion of it, the fundamental portion of it that we've got to get a lot better at.
Can you trace any of that to what you guys have gone through? This has been just a crazy season.
No, I can't, Joe. I don't make excuses. I'm not going to let our kids make excuses. I chalk it up to not having attention to detail and not living by our standards and our core values. We talk about being selfless, tough, and disciplined every day. And discipline is putting the ball in the proper hand. It doesn't take any talent to do that. So no, I'm not going to let our kids off. I'm not going to let myself off on that. I got to do a better job of coaching that stuff and making sure it's getting done throughout the position groups. I love our players, but they also have to take responsibility for, the things that I call the TNTs, that takes no talent. If you get beat physically, man, I never, we get disappointed about that, but never get angry. But when it's something that doesn't have talent based in it, like just putting the ball in the proper hand, just things like that, I think we just did not do good Saturday. Those are the things that I'm really trying to focus on right now.
You've got to be really happy with you have a lot of new faces on defense. And that defense through 3 games has played really well. Last week, despite all, the 5 turnovers, they still gave you a chance to win that game.
Oh, absolutely. I've coached 20 years. I don't know if I've ever been in a game, Joe, where I've had a -5 or -4 turnover margin. I think it ended on the day because we got one. But I don't know if I've ever been in a game where I've had a -4 turnover margin. And as you know, it doesn't matter the level. If it's high school, college, and professional football, turnover margin is the number one key. If you go through the statistics, and there's always anomalies in there when one team's so much better than the others, but just to stay in the game, absolutely, our defense kept us in that game. Played too many snaps, but again, that goes back to the fact that we were turning the football over. The only thing defensively is just we've got to get better pass rush. Up front, we got to play with our hands better on the O and D lines. But that was really the only thing I thought, man, we could have just done better pass rushing in those situations, some of those obvious passing situations. We didn't get home. And then we had some stunts on, and we lost contain on the quarterback, and he hurt us a couple times. But unequivocally, super, super proud of our coaches on defense and the players. And there's a ton of new guys over there. I'm just really proud of the way they're competing and, learning. They're again, make a physical mistake. Nobody's saying anything. But we did, if you go back and look, obviously we charted everything. We did have way too many mental busts. We gave up 182 pass yards on 4 plays, and all 4 of those plays were busted coverage where one guy was running zone and the other dudes were running man or vice versa. So, just got to get that stuff cleaned up.
What do you think about Mercer?
Interesting. We're very excited to go play there. I've heard nothing but really good things about the facilities, the area. We have a young man on our team that's from around there, and We've had some coaches that have worked camps there a few summers ago. So we've heard great things about it. You know, I love the fact that their coach is an old D2 guy. Got a lot of respect for him. I think he did a really good job at Lenore Ryan, and he's gotten a chance to move up. And, you know, I like stories like that. But I'll tell you what, man, it's hard because you have the one game early in the year versus Jacksonville State, and it's raining the whole game. And then they got Army. And so when you're trying to look at formations, coverages, tendencies, I'd be lying to you if I told you it's very, very difficult right now. There's a lot of unknowns. And so I think we have to be very broad-based in our approach as a football program. We got to be prepared to what I call IAO, improvise, adapt, and overcome. We're going to get some stuff that we haven't seen on film just because we don't have any. We really only have one game on them. And so, you know, there's a little bit of a sense of, you know, for me, a little bit of sense of anxiety on that because, you know, coaches, you always feel better about what you see and getting your guys to do it. But, you know, we've just taken the approach, hey, let's focus on our fundamentals, number one, this week. Be ready to adapt our game plan when we get down there. But we're excited. They're a good team.
Well, I was going to ask you, I mean, you know, you both had the common opponent in Army, and I wondered if there was an advantage to that, just, you know, what they do on film.
The personnel part of it, to see the personnel. Here's what I can tell when I watch Army play. Whoever Army's playing, I can always tell if a kid's tough or not because the way they get cut block on defense, the way they got to play double teams. So from that aspect, it has unequivocally helped us identify personnel. Their defensive line is really, really good. They're long. They're lean kids. They're rangy. Two defensive ends that can play the run with their hands really well. And they're only like 220 pounds, but, man, they're very gifted pass rushers. Interiorly, they're really, really good. So, to me, I know after watching the Army film and the Jacksonville State, their D-line, in my opinion, is the strength of their defense. It'll be the best D-line we've seen this year.
No, and one thing that's interesting about those guys is, I mean, they're just going to play the 3 games in the fall and then go play a spring conference schedule. I don't know too many people who are really doing it that way.
Right. Yeah, I don't either. I'm kind of excited to talk to the coach. Hopefully I get a chance to talk to him a little bit about it, see what they, you know, how they formulated it, how they came up with it. But yeah, it's been very interesting. I think, I don't know this for a fact, but I think part of that was we were able to go down there and play, and that actually gave us the ability to play the University of Virginia. We took UAV from them. And I'm not sure how all that worked, but we were excited about that. So it's been, again, I don't know those guys, but so far it's been a very, I think, a mutual agreement and helpful for both of us to do what we wanted to do in the fall.
Coach, talk a little bit about the mentality of your football team right now, the frustration of not getting to play at home, and then, you know, losing a tough one now in a game that you guys went in thinking, you know, okay, this is one of them that we definitely can win. How frustrated are they, and do you get concerned about it starting to weigh on them a little bit?
No, I don't, Dave. I know that's been a really common question around here lately, and I guess for me, I don't understand it. I don't. There's nothing tough about what we're doing right now. This isn't tough. It's not. You know, what Samaje and his family are going through, that's tough. People who can't feed their families right now because they're unemployed, that's tough. People who are sick of cancer, stuff like that, that's tough. This isn't tough. Frustrated at times when guys don't do the things that don't take talent, absolutely. You know, I get very frustrated about that. And I expressed that, Sunday, because there was some of that. You know, Saturday, I felt like we had a few guys that weren't being tough mentally. I felt like we had a few guys that were made a mistake in the game and it let it linger. And that's not who we are. That's not what we talk about every day. So as far as playing, not being able to be at home, things like that, like we don't even talk about that stuff internally. We just talk about controlling what we can control. And now we have very candid conversations when guys aren't doing things, or we feel like they're feeling sorry for themselves, or they're trying to have a victim's mentality. But we're not doing that around here, man. I'm excited. I was very disappointed we lost because obviously I'm a competitor, but there were some great things we did Saturday, and hopefully it'll help us, again for next year. And I'm already past that, and I'm excited. We went out last night in the snow and sleet, and it was cold. And I told our guys, there's a handful of us on our staff that have lived north. And I said, hey, great reminder why I love living in Texas. And I said, for you cats that have never lived in South Dakota, eastern South Dakota in the winter, you think you're lucky stars. But, man, we were tough last night. It was cold. Yeah. We were tough last night. We had dudes out there with no sleeves on. So I guess what I'm saying is, man, I feel like we're past Saturday, and that's good. When we show up Monday, win or lose, Saturday's over. And we had a great practice last night. I mean, it was phenomenal. So we're off to a good start for this week.
All right. I think that got it for me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, it's good to talk to you. I wanted to ask you, I know, just how have you seen your team respond to what was a very emotional weekend last weekend?
Yeah, I think I've seen good, some good, and I've seen some bad. Obviously, like what I just talked about there. We've had to talk to a few guys just about, things that we don't stand for. We're not going to sit around and hang our heads about things we can't control, whether it's playing time or how they're responding to adversity. So, we've seen some really good, but also there's things obviously we could have done a lot better. So, the hope is that we've learned from it and we'll grow from it. And I don't ever have a problem with people making mistakes. I have a problem with people making the same mistakes over and over again. We've got a problem with guys that we continue to talk about, how to be selfless, tough, and disciplined. And we show them how to do it, and we talk to them about it, and we give them, we're teachers, and we're mentors, and we give them the tools to do it. So, had a few of those guys rear up again, and we're talking to those guys. Got to get that straight. But, overall, I thought it was real positive.
Looking back now, you've had a few days. What was the experience inside that ballpark, being the first college game in there, and just kind of the overall experience of being in there? It's a pretty neat environment. Yeah,
it's a very neat environment. First class. I thought the folks there that run the place is just absolutely awesome. I know our people support people working with them. They were very accommodating. The locker rooms were great. Very good experience for our student athletes. I think for our alumni as well. I know I'm stating the obvious here. If it's not the COVID era, I think we would have had a lot more people there, and it would have really added to the ambiance of the game, so to speak. So hopefully maybe it's, I said something to Kobe after the game and Ryan Ivey, their AD, and it was just, we said, man, this was great for our teams and great for exposure. So maybe it's something we can continue to do down the road.
That would be awesome. That's all I got. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach Dorrel. I saw the story that the NBC station in Dallas did on Friday night when you guys went to the hospital and talked to Samaje's parents. And I'm sure you got asked about it on Saturday after the game, but what did that mean to your team to get to visit with his parents and just kind of be closer to Samaje than you have been?
Yeah, I think it meant a lot. I've been saying this now for 2 weeks, the strength and the resilience that his family has shown is, I think, remarkable. I think it's very uplifting to myself and to our team and to our coaches. I think it's, a daily reminder of what actually is hard in the world. And I think it's great for our guys to see the positivity, Miss Davis exudes and Earl exudes, just to show our guys that, doing the best that they can, that there is power in prayer. There's power in the human spirit. We talk about that a lot. And so it's really good. It's been really good for me to get an outside source, so to speak, kind of reaffirming that to our team. And I think it's really helped. Obviously we have a bunch of guys that are very close to him, and I think it's really helped to ease their anxiety and their emotional pain, and even us, just to know that the family is being taken care of very well. He's got a great medical team there, and they just keep affirming that to us that, no, we don't need anything else. Everybody's been great. We want to continue to be with their son. And, now they're just waiting to be able to put hands on him and get to him. And I don't know the exact date. He's still coming out of the COVID protocol. So I think for all of us too, that's kind of the next step, to know that his family can be there to hug him and kiss him. I think it's gonna make me feel really good when they can do that.
And then this Saturday, what are you expecting health-wise for your team? How will your team be as far as injuries concerned?
Yeah, that's two things. I'll answer that as honestly as I can without giving away competitive disadvantage. Obviously, COVID era football, baby, here we go. As always, brother, we won't know until Thursday night really who's available and who's not. So we get as many guys reps as we can throughout the week. It's definitely challenging. Yeah, we're definitely down people right now, getting some back. And so hopefully we don't lose any more. But just trying to find that happy median of getting your work done, getting reps, but having to be cautious because of depth, like all teams across the country right now.
All right. Thank you, Coach Dorrel.
Thank you.
Coach, a lot of people made some great points. There's one thing I just wanted to add on. On the game Saturday, something I really loved seeing was on the back of the helmets, the SD Samaje Davis Superman symbol. I thought that was really cool. How did that idea come into motion?
Yeah, so the players, our players call him Superman Davis. And I think that stems from the fact that, very well documented, he can play 3 receiver spots, running back and quarterback. So that's where that nickname generated really last year. And the players kind of made up a decal on their own. And Becky, our football ops, looked at it and she said, hey, we can do better than that. And so she got one turned around quicker. But yeah, I thought it was really cool, a great way to honor him, and we'll continue to do that, throughout the year. But it was a good touch.
And just going back off the upcoming Mercer game, going after that, assuming everything goes according to plan, how's it going to be? How's it going to feel just to have a home game back here in Abilene?
Yeah, I've tried to not talk about it, not think about it, because try to go day at a time. But, it'll be good. What our hope is that we can get people to the stands, and people are going to want to come out and watch some college football and, support their college friends. And so, selfishly for myself and our coaches, I haven't seen my family in a long time, and my mom and dad and aunts and uncles that usually come to all our home games. So, there's a chance, depending on how things are going, that they may be able to come. So I think that's just kind of the general sentiment that I feel around here, is people are excited and cautiously optimistic to have a home game, just to, really try to be around people they care a lot about, and to play hard for their community and their university and have a home game.